So today I want to talk about simple sentences, compound sentences, and then complex sentences. So before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Esyananta. So in here, simple sentences has the most basic elements that make it a sentence. The most basic elements of a sentence are a subject, predicate, and also a complete thunk. Hence, a simple sentences is a sentence that contains only one dependent clause and has no dependent clause. And then to make it simple, simple sentences consist of one independent clause and also no dependent clauses. So for the example here, Kevin and Michael ran quickly. So Kevin and Michael here as a subject and then run quickly as a predicate. And then another example here, I know the answer. So the sentence has a subject is I and then a predicate now the answer. And then the train was late. So the subject here, the train, and then the predicate here was late. And how about if we use compound subject? Alice and Christian went to the park. In here, Alice and Christian as a subject and then went to the park as a predicate. And also, how about Erica liked fishing? So, this is a simple sentence with a simple predicate. There is only one verb, likes. And then how about Erica liked fishing but hates hunting? This is also a simple sentence with a compound predicate. The subject is Erica, and then the subject of two main verbs, likes and hates. And then the cat sleeps. So the cat here as a subject, and then the sleeps as a predicate. And then how about if Siska loves cake but hates candy? It means Siska as a predicate and then loves cakes but hates candy as a predicate. So another example of a simple sentence with a compound subject predicate. Mary and Sally arrived early at the bus station but wait until noon for the bus. So in here, this is still a simple sentence with a compound subject, Mary and Sally as a subject, and then a compound predicate is arrived and wait, and then a prepositional phrase at the bus station and for the bus. So the use of compound subject, compound predicates or verbs, prepositional phrases, and other elements help lengthen simple sentences. This is done so because using too many simple sentences can make writing copy and can prevent the writing from flowing smoothly. So, a simple sentence can also be called as an independent clause. It is called as an independent clause because it might be a part of compound or complex sentence. An independent clause can also be called as a clause that can stand by itself as a complete sentence. So the characteristics of simple sentences here have some key characteristics that set them apart from other types of sentences. They are the first, they express a complete thought, and then they have only one independent clause, and then the last is they are easy to understand and concise. So the tips for writing simple sentences. When writing simple sentences, it is important to keep them clear and concise. Help are some tips to help you write effective simple sentences. So, another example here. Tristan and Jaden played in the park. So, Tristan and Jaden as a subject, and then played in the park as a predicate. And also, in conclusion, simple sentences are the main building blocks of the English language. They are easy to understand and express a complete thought. By the following these steps, you can write effectively. And then for the compound sentences here. So what is compound sentences? Compound sentences refers to a sentence which is made up of at least two independent clauses or complete sentences that connected to one another with a coordinating conjunction. So coordinating conjunctions are easy to remember if you think of the words fanboys, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. So coordinating conjunctions are joiners. For the example, coordinating conjunctions can be used to join an adjective with another adjective, a noun with another noun, a verb with another verb, a clause with another clause, and etc. The three most common coordinating conjunctions are and, or, and but. Some examples of coordinating conjunctions here. Michael likes baseball, but Simon prefers basketballs. So in here, the coordinating conjunctions is but. And he turned his back on you, for he disliked you. Here, the coordinating conjunctions for that joins two clauses. And then how about I like coffee and Erika likes tea. So in here the coordinating conjunctions is and that joins two clauses. And also Mary never wrote the letter, nor does he nor did she call John. So here the coordinating conjunction is nor that join also two clauses. And how about will Mary go or will stay with us? So here the coordinating conjunction is or that also joins with two clauses. And then she was sick, so she went to see a doctor. In here, the coordinating conjunction is so that joins two clauses. And how about the complex sentences? Complex sentences means a main clause and subordinate clause to make it simple. A complex sentence is a sentence which is made up of one independent clause and one or more than one dependent clause connected to it. A dependent clause is a clause that cannot stand alone as a complete sentence, but it can be added to an independent clause to form a complex sentence. For the example here, although it was too hot outside, he was wearing a coat. How about we switch the sentence? He was wearing a coat although it was too hot in outside. And also another example, although it was raining, they decided to go for a walk. And same, how about if we switch the sentence? They decided to go for a walk although it was raining. And she left the class after the bell rang. So in here, the subordinating conjunction is after. And how about for the monkeys moved to the tree when the cloud darkened? So in here, this is a complex sentence because it has one independent clause, is the monkeys moved to the trees, and one dependent clause is when the clouds darkened, where the dependent clause here cannot stand alone as a complete sentence. And then, although she was rich, she was unhappy because she lived alone. This is also a complex sentence because it has one dependent clause, is she was unhappy, and has two dependent clauses, although she was rich and because she lived alone, where the dependent clauses cannot stand alone as complete sentence. So, a dependent clause is a clause that cannot stand alone as a complete sentence because it does not express a complete thought. Dependent clauses usually begin with subordinating conjunctions. Another example here. Although I am not ready, I go to the front of the class and I present my presentation. So in here, the although refers to the subordinating conjunction. And how about after he graduated, he traveled around Europe. So the subordinating conjunctions here is after, that refers to the subject and a predicate. And it started to rain as we had arrived at home. So the subordinating conjunction here is as, because subordinating conjunction consists of after, unless, although, until, as, when, whenever, because, where, before, if, since, though, why, while, whether, and etc. So I'm staying here until you come back. So the subordinating conjunction here is until, that refers to the subject and to the predicate. How about this is the house where I grew up? So the subordinating conjunction here is the where, that refers to the subject. And then how about I am standing in front of the class and the other students are sitting on their chairs. So the subordinating conjunctions in here is and, that refers to the subject. And I'm going out when the weather improves. So the subordinating conjunctions is when, that refers to the subject and predicate. And also, wherever I go, you always need to be careful. So the subordinating conjunctions here is where, that refers to the subject and predicate. And then it is still unclear why it matters. So in here, the subordinating conjunctions again is why. Why it matters. Or the complete sentence, it is still unclear why it matters. And also, how about that another example here? Since you are here, why don't we discuss it now? So the subordinating conjunctions here is since, that refers to the sentence. And then she laughs loudly, but Michael stays quiet. So, in here, she as the subject that refers to the predicate, and then the predicate but stays quiet as a predicate. So how about consists more than two dependent clause? She laughs loudly, but Michael stays quiet, and they both die, so their parents are crying. And then back to the previous for the simple sentences. So I want to give you the another examples here. The flowers, the flower beautiful. So the flower here as a subject, and then the beautiful here as a predicate. Because simple sentences, a sentence that a sentence that consists of subject and predicate and also complete song. It begins with functions or can function mark and also capital letters. So another example here, the prisoner escaped. So the prisoner here as as a subject, and then the escaped as a predicate. And a day without sunshine is like night. So a day without sunshine means a subject, and then the predicate here is like night. And then Jack and Jill like walking and fishing but hate running and hunting. So this is still a simple sentence as it has no dependent clauses. The compound subject Jack and Jill is still the subject of the compound predicate. Like and hate also. And then for the compound again. For the compound, she is rich, yet she is not happy. Here the coordinating conjunction is yet that joins two clauses. And then I have known them for a long time, yet I have never understood them. Here the coordinating conjunctions is yet that joins two clauses. And then she is beautiful, but she is not intelligent. So the coordinating conjunctions here is but that joins two clauses. And then Mary went to work and I went to school, but Jonathan went to the party. So here the coordinating conjunctions has two that is that are and but. So it is consists of two coordinating conjunctions that Mary went to work and I went to school, but Jonathan went to the party. So in here the coordinating conjunctions is and also a but. And then for the complex sentence here again, he registered to vote as soon as he was 18. So the subordinating conjunctions here is a as soon as. And then the picnic was cancelled because it rained heavily. So in here the subordinating conjunctions is because that refers to the subject and also the predicate. And so I think that's all. Thank you.